after Goku has now defeated the mighty Frieza, peace was finally restored to the universe temporarily. A couple of years later, future Trunks would still arrive from his original future timeline, as we could dive down the route of a what if future timeline, but the way that I'm going forward, it's more fun to have Trunks be really confused as to why things have changed so much. Trunks went to the wrong timeline in my opinion. Trunks around this time would notice that Goku has not landed yet, as he was waiting at the desert, waiting for Goku to arrive. After not seeing Goku arrive, he would then head to Chi-Chi's home to see if Goku might have maybe arrived earlier. Maybe going back to the past has really changed things. Once when he arrives, he would then sense a powerful energy, and it was Goku. Oh, okay. Goku was already there. Maybe he got there much quicker than he thought, or maybe he was late. He doesn't know. Less time for that. Goku would come outside as he would then see Trunks, and he would be confused on who he is. He's a pretty mysterious guy. Trunks would then pull Goku aside and ask if he can fight him real quick. As Goku would accept it, Trunks would then power into a Super Saiyan. Now, once when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, Goku was surprised, as he's never seen a transformation like that before. The only thing that's similar was the form that he had when he went up against Frieza, but his was like more of a green power, Trunks is just yellow and golden. Goku doesn't really understand it, but he would then transform. This would shock Trunks the most. Trunks has never seen a Super Saiyan look like this, but he's also never met Goku. Maybe Goku was different, but from his master Gohan, and even to him, Super Saiyan was this golden color. Even stories of his father having it was the same. So why does Goku have it? And not to mention, Goku's power level was absolutely absurd, as Legendary Super Saiyan will bump your power level by a couple hundred times, which is already very powerful. As Goku by this point, with the fact that he's continuing his training over a year, and he can transform into a much stronger power, it's kind of like a form of Super Saiyan 2, but it's legendary. Goku by this point, power scaling wise, is obviously far stronger than Trunks, and he is stronger than the androids already. I would say he's definitely touching near the second form Cell levels of power, and that's lowballing him at least. Now by this point, Trunks would then fight Goku by using his sword, but Goku would then block it with his finger, just like the original. Trunks was amazed by Goku's power, and he would then sheath his sword. He would then talk to Goku and explain everything to him, all about the future and what's happened, the androids, when they're arriving, the date. He would then also state that you also died due to a heart virus, which does let Goku down, as he kind of wanted to fight the androids, but Trunks says no worry, I have the heart virus medicine that will save your life. Once when you start having symptoms, take this medicine. Goku would then take it, as then Trunks would then leave in his time machine, and yes, Trunks did drop the bombshell that Vegeta and Bulma is his parents. That went the same, and Goku's reaction was pretty much the same, and Trunks would then leave. As Goku states, how am I going to explain everything to everybody, and then a voice would then cut him off, it was Piccolo. Piccolo was standing near the whole time, as Piccolo felt the power, and he was the closest one to everybody, as he has been training with Gohan. And also with his Namekian ears, he can hear pretty much anything across the universe, if he wanted to. This is when Goku would then explain some stuff to Gohan, but keeping some important stuff hidden, as to not ruin any timelines. Same thing with Vegeta, and Bulma, and the other Z fighters, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, etc. Everybody will be given the details. But of course, some things will be kept out to protect everybody, especially Trunks being Bulma and Vegeta's child. Now, Vegeta did follow Goku back as he has nowhere else to go, and I think that would have still happened as Vegeta's a W character. So Vegeta would probably have nowhere else to go. He would probably still come to Earth, and because he still wants to be somewhere where he can continue training, and the fact that Goku is alive, he wants to try and learn how to unlock that power for himself. If he can become a Super Saiyan 2, then he will be able to defeat Kakarot, and he can regain his title as the Prince of all Saiyans once again. Now they have the next 3 years to continue their training. Now Goku being power hungry, a little bit, he would consider the fact about Gohan's potential, since he noticed that Gohan's power is exceptionally high. Gohan is very powerful in his own right, and Gohan actually likes training, he doesn't mind it. He does keep his studies up to please Chi-Chi, but he really likes training too, and he doesn't mind fighting. He's a bit more gentle-hearted than his father, but I guess he's a perfect balance now, as he's not really shielded by Chi-Chi the whole time, having his father around. He's more balanced, similar to Goten in a way. This is when they would then begin their training for the next 3 years. Now, Goku would personally go to Bulma and ask her if they can have that space machine again that will be having gravity. Now, with this machine having gravity, Goku can actually transport it over to his house, and they'll train right there, which does ease Chi-Chi's anger a little bit, since they're right there, and quote-unquote Gohan can, quote, continue his studies. She's pleased with that, as now they can train under gravity. Vegeta went off into space, as we all know, doing his own thing, as he's trying to unlock Super Saiyan. That arc would have gone the same. So for the next 3 years, they'll begin training under the harsh gravity, being able to push it up to 100 to even 200 times gravity with Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo. Gohan was experiencing the biggest growth, as Goku's even spoken to Piccolo about it, that Gohan is the next future of the next generation, and that Gohan has the most potential out of all of us, even me. Piccolo notes that as well, and that Gohan is not as battle-hardened as you or Vegeta, though. He's a bit more gentle. Goku understands this, but he says that but Gohan will do the right thing if he ever needs to become strong enough to defend himself and one day his family and everyone else on the planet. Gohan has received the biggest buff here, as Goku was still a little bit ahead of his son. As Goku's pushing the Super Saiyan power even further, Gohan hasn't reached that power yet, but his base power is much higher. As for Piccolo, Piccolo has grown a lot stronger as well, as with Goku being around and Piccolo training in gravity, Piccolo's absurdly strong. Not as strong as Goku, of course. His power is similar to that of Gohan's, but he's definitely about as strong as a Super Saiyan would be. Cutting forward the next 3 years, they would then arrive at the same spot, location, and time. This is when Dr. Gero and Android 19 would still make their appearance. Now, I have stated before in part 1 that Goku knew that the Red Ribbon Army was a threat to his planet and his power rise, so Goku would have thoroughly made sure to destroy the Red Ribbon Army. But Dr. Gero is still one person. He could have slithered away and escaped, which in fact he did. Now, we know that the DNA samples pretty much ended right at the Frieza arc, right when Frieza arrived. Now, this is mainly for Cell, not for the androids. The androids stopped at the Saiyan arc, for people that don't know that. Cell was given the DNA of Frieza and etc. because Frieza showed up to Earth. Well, since Frieza never showed up to Earth with King Cold, Cell's not going to have Frieza's DNA, just to throw that out there. And Cell's not going to be as powerful because there's no Frieza DNA within him. But Cell will still be strong. Cutting forward, this is when Goku would start to slowly feel the effects of the heart virus, but he pushes it aside, as Goku would continue, and he would then battle Android 19. Now, with Goku in his legendary Super Saiyan form, this would basically push his power even further, and mainly the heart virus would accelerate. Now, I'm also calling it legendary Super Saiyan just to be easier, as you want to call it like Super Saiyan Green or Super Saiyan Evolved. Maybe we can call it Evolved if you guys want, but I'm just going to call it Legendary Super Saiyan just for the time being, as Goku has green hair anyway. Goku would easily overpower Android 19 and destroy the android, but Goku was starting to succumb to the heart virus problems, as once when Goku starts feeling a massive tang in his heart as he fell to his knees, Dr. Gero would then use this advantage to escape. Now, Piccolo would still find him and have a brief battle with Dr. Gero, ripping his arm off. That would still happen the same. Vegeta has arrived as well, as this is when Goku's eyes would then open. The pain was gone. He felt a massive amount of pain with the heart virus, but then he feels normal again. But just to be safe, him and Yamcha then leave to then go and take the heart virus medicine as fast as possible at Roshi's place. As remember, they don't know about the fact of, they don't know if maybe it just subsided and now it's just like the first stage, they don't know. So once when Goku would arrive with Chi-Chi and everybody else at Master Roshi's to keep him safe in case he does fall weak again, he would then take the heart virus medicine and then wait. What actually happened is Goku is evolved. He's not a normal Saiyan. He does have forms of a healing factor to protect him against diseases. He did get the first bit of symptoms of the heart virus, but once when it attacked his body healed itself and Goku was able to survive the heart virus. That's how Goku felt the symptoms at first, which hindered him for a few minutes, but then it went away. As Goku's not feeling anything anymore, he feels normal, he feels fine. That's because the heart virus is now gone. But Goku doesn't know that. He thinks maybe it happens in stages. Just to be safe, they're going to take the medicine and let Goku rest. Chi-Chi was all over his case to let him rest and not move. And you know how wives are, he ain't going nowhere. So Vegeta would still arrive, and the androids would still be revived by Dr. Gero, as he would still be able to escape. They can't sense his energy. He would just use dust or something to get away. Now, once when he does get away, he would then activate Android 17 and 18. The two would then come out and kill Dr. Gero and bring out Android 16 just like the original. Now, these two androids are a lot more powerful, same with Android 16, because of the fact that Goku is much stronger as well, and that the androids basically are copying what Goku's power was. They are a little bit stronger. So Vegeta's power level is pretty similar to what it originally was. That wouldn't really change, but he's very cocky and arrogant now that he's in a Super Saiyan form. He would then battle Android 18, and the fight would go pretty similar, probably even worse, as his attacks don't really do much against Android 18. She would overpower Vegeta, breaking both of his arms, kicking him to the side. Now when Trunks tries to fly in, Android 17 would easily overpower him. Now Piccolo by himself has not fused with Kami yet, and base Piccolo could fight the androids pretty much to a stalemate, maybe one-on-one, similar to how he did against Android 17. But Piccolo's not a fool. He doesn't want to fight one and then they gang up on him. That would just be suicide. Piccolo also knows that if he dies, then the Dragon Balls disappear as well. Piccolo knows what he needs to do to be sure that he can kill one of the androids. This is when Piccolo would then fly off to Kami's lookout to fulfill his main character arc. Now Gohan by this point would be angry the fact that everybody was defeated, and his power level is very impressive, not near the android's power level yet. I would say that he is in the Frieza levels easily in base form, and Gohan cannot transform just yet. So while Goku was waiting, and he was really hating it, trying to recover from the heart virus, because Chi-Chi would not let him, this is when Cell would still make his appearance, absorbing people from the town the exact same. Goku would see this, but he would try to go, but Chi-Chi would then stop him, as we all know how the wives are, comically. So Goku decides to wait. And Chi-Chi does make a valid point. You don't know if the heart virus could come back, and you might just be hurting yourself and you could die by accident. Maybe it was just a phase. At least rest for a few days. And Goku would agree, and he would then wait for the next day or two, as he trusts that his friends will do fine without him. Now this is when Piccolo would then meet up with Kami, and he would still do the fusion with him, becoming Piccolo once again. Or I guess true Piccolo. Now how powerful is this version of Piccolo? Well, once when Piccolo would still fight Android 17 back on the islands, the exact same. Yes, he did fight Cell, but Cell would still use deception to get away using the solar flare technique. That would happen the same, but he would still battle Android 17. This version of Piccolo is a lot stronger than Android 17 now. He would overpower him pretty much with ease, forcing the two androids to gang up on him, thus making it a bit more of a challenge for Piccolo. So Piccolo was fighting both at the same time, and they fight very well in unison. So it was pretty much a stalemate, and they were shocked with how strong Piccolo has become, until Cell would then appear. Now once when Cell appears, he's been absorbing humans and everybody else, growing in power. Android 16 would then battle Cell, as Piccolo was exhausted after fighting both androids at the same time. And Cell would then shoot a blast through Piccolo, stunning him, and this is when Android 16 would then battle Cell, overpowering him, until Cell would then use his deception, making Android 17 cocky and fly in to fight him. Cell would then use the solar flare technique, tricking them, as he would then appear behind him and absorb Android 17, thus becoming semi-perfect Cell. Vegeta and Trunks by this point has already been healed up, and they have already begun their training in the hyperbolic time chamber, and this is when Cell would then continue his search for androids 16 and 18. As they're now in hiding, as Tien actually stunned Cell and distracted him. Krillin would not destroy the android 18, as he needs a wife, and she's W, so he destroyed the remote, which is one of the dumbest decisions, but he decided to, and just to make them get away by using a solar flare on Cell, making them being able to hide for the time being. As semi-perfect Cell is very powerful. He is a little bit stronger than he is in the original because of Android 17 being stronger, so yes, Cell is stronger. Once when Vegeta does arrive to battle semi-perfect Cell, he would have a little bit of a tougher time fighting semi-perfect Cell, but he still would have the edge in battle. But Vegeta was still cocky, as Cell's not an idiot. he would make himself seem like he's going to completely lose against Vegeta, and then he thought of a plan. Vegeta's way too arrogant. He can trick him. He would then tell Vegeta, if only I've absorbed Android 18, I would completely obliterate you without a trace. You would never defeat me with how strong I am. Vegeta would say, oh, is that a fact? Well, go right on ahead. I'm about to make the dumbest decision in all of Dragon Ball and let you absorb him anyway. So this is when Cell would then absorb Android 18, thus becoming Perfect Cell. We all know how this goes. Vegeta would get absolutely slapped across the floor, as this is even a stronger version of Cell, and Vegeta has no chance. Even with this final flash, this time around it wouldn't destroy Cell's arm, it would actually just mainly scratch him up pretty bad, but then Cell would then regenerate. Cell would defeat Vegeta. When Trunks goes into his Ultra Super Saiyan form, Cell would struggle a little bit more, but he would overpower him pretty easily, because Cell is much faster. Once when that was all said and done, Cell was interested with seeing how strong people could become, so he decides to host the Cell Games. As Goku was about to go fight Cell, until he realized until Cell came up on the TV to broadcast the Cell Games, Goku decides to take this advantage to train Gohan and himself, just to be sure that they can defeat Cell. So the team up would then go pretty similar with everyone else going into the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. That would go the same. Hercule, of course, can kill Cell with one shot if he really wanted to, but he's sparing Cell and giving the limelight to the other fighters to showcase how strong they are in the world. So Goku and Gohan would then go in to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber for the full year this time. Goku's not going to be dumb and basically be like, oh, Gohan's strong enough, let's just go a couple hours back. No, Goku's power hungry, he wants to stay for the whole year. As this is when Goku would then start his training with Gohan. Making Gohan transform into a Super Saiyan, Gohan would turn into it much quicker because his S cells are higher, and Gohan would excel, as he was actually able to keep up with his father Goku. As Goku and Gohan's growth is absolutely busted. The fact that they are training and pushing themselves further than anything before. With Goku being so advanced in an evolved Saiyan, with Gohan as well, they've gotten very strong. They were already strong to begin with, jumping in there is definitely a steroid boost. Once when they would then step out, everybody was shocked with their power, as Goku was confident that they can definitely beat Cell. As now Vegeta and the others would go back in there, but wouldn't really matter, as this is when they would all line up to go fight Cell for the Cell Games. Once when they would arrive, they would then begin their battle with Cell. Goku would then step up first, as before he steps foot on that ring, he then thinks about it. He then asks Gohan to step up first, which would shock everybody else, especially Cell, and Gohan would wonder, why do you want me to go first? And he says, I want you to show Cell how strong you are, and then I'll take my turn next. The reason why Goku is doing this is because Goku feels that he wants Gohan to prove to himself that he can beat Cell, and also let Gohan have some fun. Gohan is the next generation to protect the planet if Goku is not around. So Goku decides to let Gohan go up first, which Gohan immediately does so, and his battle with Cell would be immense. This is when Gohan would then begin powering up in his Super Saiyan form, shocking Cell with how strong Gohan is. How strong is this version of Gohan? Gohan here is already stronger than Cell. He's around the same strength as he was as a Super Saiyan 2, albeit a little bit higher. And he's only in Super Saiyan. There's no Super Saiyan 2. Goku did briefly see Gohan burst into Super Saiyan 2, but Gohan hasn't had access to it just yet. Cell was absolutely shocked with Gohan's power, as even though Cell is a little bit stronger, it doesn't matter. Gohan would easily start outclassing Cell, having a bit of a hard time because he didn't see how Cell fought before, so he doesn't know his movements, but it doesn't matter. Gohan was easily outclassing Cell and easily beating him. As this is when Gohan would then land on the ground and state, I give up. As Gohan deep down, he doesn't want to kill Cell, as he's still a little gentle-hearted. And he states, I give up, Cell, which Cell was utterly shocked as to why he would just give up like that. And he would then step off the ring. This is when Goku would then step up, as he's a little disappointed that Gohan didn't have the guts to basically go kill Cell, but he's not going to judge his son for it. He made him proud. And he knows that if Gohan had pushed comes to shove, he would have had to defeat Cell. But this is Goku's what if. Goku would then step up, and he would then give Cell a Senzu Bean, shocking everybody, as Cell would then get a nice little buff. Goku would then state, I want to fight you when you're at your best, not when you've already been defeated. Goku would then begin his battle with Cell, easily overpowering Cell like he was nothing. Goku in his legendary Super Saiyan form, or Evolved Saiyan form, was far too powerful for Cell. No matter what Cell could do, he just can't defeat Goku. Goku was far too strong. Now Cell by this point is basically equivalent to a super perfect Cell form of power. Goku by this point is pushing the realms of the early Buu arc, being near the strength that he was, I would say around Majin Buu's level, which is absurd. Goku is easily overpowering Cell, having no issue. Now Goku knows that he needs to destroy Cell entirely, since Cell can regenerate. Goku would then put his hands together and end this once and for all. He would then charge up a Kamehameha. Cell out of desperation would then charge up his own solar power Kamehameha, threatening to destroy the entire solar system. Goku would then clash beams with Cell, and we all know how this goes. Goku's beam would easily overpower Cell, engulfing him, which would completely obliterate Cell, leaving no trace left of him. Now that Cell was completely and absolutely obliterated, Goku would then enjoy peace with his family. This of course changes the story, as Goku never died here and never went to the other world, thus he never unlocked Super Saiyan 3, nor did he learn about the fusion dance. This in turn would change the story up massively. The only difference here is the fact that when Goten is born, Goten would be absolutely absurd. The fact that he had more potential than even Gohan did, the fact that Goku is around and Goten is more like his father, Goten would also continue his training, growing massively in strength. Far surpassing Trunks, who is Kid Trunks by this point, easily surpassing him. Trunks has no chance of beating him. Even though Trunks trained in the gravity room, Goten trained with Chi-Chi, and he was able to match Trunks pretty evenly. That goes to show you how broken Goten is. Gohan during the 7 years, although he does do studying, he does stay in very good shape, and he continues growing stronger every day because he does train daily. But he does balance out some of his studying, as he was still able to get into Orange Star High School with the help of Chi-Chi, and he would then make friends with Videl, Ursa, and Sharpener. So that would all go the exact same, as Gohan would try out baseball and other things. Gohan is still a little socially awkward, but he does have more confidence in himself as well. So him and Videl would then get along very well. I feel like he would still become the Golden Warrior and the Great Saiyan Man. I mean, he has to. He's a hero. So Gohan would still do that the exact same. Now, cutting forward, this is when they would all meet up for the World Martial Arts Tournament. They would then meet the Supreme Kai, as North Kaioshin would then tell everybody about Majin Buu. Now, we all know that Videl was severely injured by Spopovich, who easily overpowered her. This would then make Gohan power up into a Super Saiyan versus Kibito. This is where we're going to see Gohan show Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, showcasing how strong he was. This version of Gohan easily, especially in Super Saiyan 2, is already far stronger than Fat Buu is, as that was more than enough energy as Babidi can see. Gohan would then have his energy taken by Spopovich and Yamu, but it was more than enough to revive Buu, as they would then follow suit, and they would all follow them to find Babidi's ship. Now, Babidi has already started to give the energy to Majin Buu, but it will take some time. They need a distraction. Now, Vegeta by this point, I feel like he does still have his rival thing with Goku, but it's not as severe because he knows that Goku's alive, and they have fought plenty of times during the 7 years for sure. So trust me, Vegeta's a little angry that Goku's still stronger than him, but he kind of respects it, and he knows that Goku is superior to him and is number one. But he's still going to try and beat Goku, of course. But he's not as hateful. Babidi, I think, would still try to basically try and take over Vegeta to distract everybody, but it wouldn't work. Vegeta would then overpower Babidi's control, and Dabura would then come out and begin fighting Gohan on his own. Now, this is when Majin Buu would still be revived, as Gohan was overpowering Dabura, but then once when Buu appeared, Buu easily overpowered Dabura, and he turned him into candy and then ate him. Now, everybody was shocked by this, as Goku wants to fight Buu first. Goku would then fly up and begin battling Buu in his legendary Super Saiyan state, or evolved state. Majin Buu was shocked with how strong Goku is, same with Babidi. Goku was toying with Buu. He could sense that Buu was not ultimately evil. He just sensed that he was like a naughty child. He didn't know any better. So he would then spare Buu, but kill Babidi. Buu would then go off on his own, and he would then play around and make his own house. This is when he would meet Mr. Satan, who they would become very close friends. Now we all know how this goes. Mr. Satan was still shot, and B, the dog, was still shot as well. This would then make Majin Buu snap after healing them. Evil Buu would then appear. Evil Buu would overpower Majin Buu, and then turn him into candy, and then eat him, thus becoming Super Buu. Now, Goku would have sensed Super Buu finally appearing, as his power level was huge, as once when he would then show up, Buu remembers him and he wants to fight Goku. As Goku would begin battling Majin Buu, he was then surprised with how strong Buu was. Now, he would overpower Super Buu first, as Super Buu was having a bit of a struggle against his version of Goku. But Super Buu is very devious. He's more intelligent than we think. He even sensed Mystic Gohan before, and he waited and played them like a fiddle the whole time, just so he can absorb him. Super Buu is very intelligent. Now, Super Buu, nobody knows about his absorption, so he would then trick Goku by absorbing Goku. Now, Goku protected himself with the Ki Shield, but now he's trapped inside of Buu's body and he has to find a way out. Now, this is when Gohan would then battle Super Buu, and Super Buu would easily overpower Gohan, nearly killing him. The Kais would then save Gohan and then bring him back to their Kai world to begin training. Now, Goku was having problems inside of Super Buu's body, as he had to keep his ki up so he doesn't get completely absorbed, and he was trying to avoid Buu because Buu was trying to trap him. Now, Vegeta during this time, he can't battle Buu and he knows that, but Buu, I think, would then start on his absorption gains. He would then absorb Piccolo, Krillin, and then Vegeta. Now, this is when Goku would then travel around Buu's body to try and find them to save them. That's what distracted him this whole time. Gohan would still free up the Z-Sword, and comically, he would still break it. Thus, this is when we would then have Gohan summon out Elder Kai. Elder Kai would then begin unlocking Gohan's potential, but it will take a very long time. As during this time, with everybody absorbed, Goku would then find some of the pods, and he would then start freeing them one by one. He then sees Good Buu, but Super Buu tries stopping him, saying, "If you do that, I won't be me anymore." Goku removes it anyway, and we all know what happens here. We would then have Kid Buu. Goku would then see Kid Buu launch a massive planet-destroying attack. As Goku would be able to catch it and deflect it, the Supreme Kai would then appear right in front of Goku, teleporting him away. Kid Buu would then notice this and he would begin following them. As he wouldn't destroy Earth, he would quickly follow Goku because he sees how strong he is. Following them, once when they arrive, the Elder Kai has just finished the ritual, as Gohan's new power is incredible. Now, Gohan just asked for his father's clothing to kind of give him to honor him. Now, this is when Kid Buu would then make his first appearance, fighting Gohan. As Gohan here would tell his father to step back, he wants to do this and test out his new power. Mystic Gohan is absurdly strong, by the way. The fact of how strong Gohan already is, this version of Mystic Gohan is easily in the realms far stronger than Vegeta, because his potential is already much higher as well. So he's way stronger than Vegeta. Goku would allow it, as he would then easily overpower Kid Buu, and Goku tells Gohan to hurry up and kill Kid Buu and not waste any time. He would then throw it right at Gohan to try and destroy the whole planet too, but that wouldn't work out. Gohan would then catch it, and he would then fire his own beam from his two hands, sending it back at Kid Buu, as it would then completely incinerate the Majin. Now that that was done, everybody would then go back to Earth, as technically no innocents were all harmed the whole time, so they didn't use the Dragon Balls to bring anybody back. Now that Good Buu was here, he was fully good, so they would then leave him to go do his own thing. That would pretty much do the same for the Buu arc. It would then end much quicker. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know that the Buu arc ended pretty quickly, but let's be honest here. The fact with how strong Goku is, and even Gohan as well, is absolutely absurd. And the fact here, I also wanted to thank you guys so much for us breaking past the 22,000 mark, and we're going to start making our headway to 23. We're getting closer to the halfway point of reaching 50,000 subscribers. I also want to thank you guys for the support that I've been getting recently. The videos have blown up. With the Kyle Kimba's permanent video, it blew up massively, and I didn't think it could get any bigger. But ever since I uploaded part 1 of What If Goku Evolved, it's already surpassed that as well. And I truly do appreciate it. And you guys have blown me away for it. I just want to say thank you guys so much. And I truly do appreciate it. I really do. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. Make sure to like this video. Show it just as much love and support. We're on the rise. Thank you all. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.
Go,